Okay, everyone, welcome to the show. Today, I decided to type into Google, what are the most common questions that people have in regards to selling their home? Not buying a home, but selling their home. And I thought, okay, we could do a little FAQ here, not based on anything that you asked, but based on, hey, statistically, what are the things that a lot of people want to know? So I haven't even really looked through these. I'm just going to kind of wing it and just give you my thoughts on them. So question number one. How should I prepare my house before selling it? Well, that depends. And that's probably going to be the answer for most of these, is going to be my guess. If it's in rough shape, you're going to have to make a choice. Do I want to invest some money and time into making this better, right, under the hopes of making more money on it? Or do I just want to say, look, I don't want to put any money into it. I don't want to put the time into it. I understand that it'll sell less, but it's probably going to be less of a pain in the ass for me. That's a choice. There's no right or wrong answer there. That's a choice that you're going to have to make. I'm okay with it either way as your agent. You just have to understand the rules of the game, which is make it better, probably make more money. Leave it worse, probably make less money. That's up to you, dude. That's your bank account, not mine, right? So there's that. One of the universal truths is you want to declutter it, and that would be the main thing. Regardless if you're going to do upgrades, your goal is to have your house per the condition of your house to look as neat and tidy as possible, especially on photo day. I need you for a 1 hour window to make your house look as perfect as possible. And I had this happen recently with some clients who, they had a decent amount of stuff. And when photo day came, I mean, it was literally like, take all that junk from the living room, throw it in the bedroom. Take the photos of the living room. Then take all that junk from the bedroom, throw it in the living room. Take the photos of the bedroom. Like, we might have to do the round robin like that, right? But we need for like a 1 hour window to be obsessive about your house looking as good as possible, because the photos really do matter, right? We are visual creatures as human beings. And if I'm interested in buying a home, what's the first thing I'm going to do? As long as it meets my criteria, right, it's within the budget that I've determined and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to look at the photos of it. Based on the photos, I'm going to decide if I want to actually go look at the house in person. So those photos are critical, okay? Decluttering, very important, making it less personal, right? There are some houses when you walk in, especially old folk homes, where it's just littered with photos of grandchildren and all that kind of shit, and you're like, it feels like your house. It doesn't feel like a neutral space that I can begin to see myself in. Now, I'm not that emotional about it, right? I'm kind of dead inside. But for those of you, especially with wives, this often comes up, right? You don't want to feel like you're in someone else's home. You want to feel like it's a neutral space. So there's other things you could do. Those are just a couple of tips on how to prepare your house. Should I, aka the seller, order a home inspection? I probably would not, just because unless you are genuinely like, look, guys, straight up, I've lived here for 10, 20, 30 years. I know there's problems. I don't even know everything that's accumulated on the problems list because I've been here so long. Okay, maybe do a home inspection just so that you invest $400 to $500 into having a list of, okay, cool, here's what's wrong with the house, and now I can make some judgment calls on things that I would like to address in advance. Maybe we go, look, the roof is shot, let's just go ahead and replace it. Or, there's this crack, or there's this termite damage, and we want to clean these things up in advance. Or if you know that your house is relatively decent, no, personally, I would not get a home inspection. I'd just say, hey, I know my house is decent, or I'm aware enough of my home to know what the issues are with it, and I can determine if I want to fix those or not in advance. So there we go. Question number 3, how long will it take to sell my house? Totally depends, okay? And really, I'm just going to lump this in with the next question, which is, what price will my home sell for? So let's just look at these as a collective. What will be the price my home will sell for, and how long is it going to take to sell? Data is what is going to tell you that, okay? So the agent that would be your listing agent, aka the agent to sell your house, they should bring you, prior to listing your house, because it's going to be how they determine the price and all that kind of stuff, they should bring you a list of comps, which means comparable sales. In the last 3 hey, within a 1 mile radius, let's call it, of your house, here's houses that are sold that are as similar as we can find to your house. Within that, let's look at the prices that they sold for, how they stack up against your house, and also how long they took to sold. That is not a prediction of how long and how much your house is going to sell for. At the end of the day, it is a prediction, but it's just to say we don't know. But these data points, right, in these past records give us some insight to what we think is going to happen in terms of the price and the duration that it will take to sell your house. Okay. Next question. Is there a reason my home's assessed value and market value are different? Yes. So the assessed value is really the value that the county is placing on it for purposes of property taxes. So if you looked at an assessed value, right, every year as a homeowner, you're going to get a little notice in the mail that's going to say something regarding, I don't know what, but something regarding property taxes. It's going to say, hey, the county has assessed your home to be worth whatever, $400,000. Based on that, here's the effective rate change in your property taxes. You were paying $1,900 a year in your property taxes. Now you're going to be paying $1,950 per year in your property taxes. That is what the county thinks your home is worth and will tax you on, versus fair market value is what someone is willing to pay for your home. So that's, hey, brass tacks, your home is for sale. What's it actually going to sell for? And that number has nothing to do with an assessed value that is being used for property taxes. This is purely based on you, Bob, who wants to buy Jake's home. What are you willing to pay for it? And that can even be separate from appraised value, as we saw during the COVID era, because so many people were in this position of fighting for houses that they were going, hey, the house is listed at 400 grand, but I'm going to give you 440 just so I know I can get the damn thing, because I know that someone's going to outbid me at 400, right? That's fair market value, aka what someone was willing to pay for it. Next question, 2 more. How much are commissions? Well, there's all kinds of nonsense that realtors have to follow. One of those is like, there can be no price fixing. So what that means is, hey, there are no predetermined commission rates. Now, I will just tell you, while there are no predetermined commission rates, and they could be from 0% or $0 up to what you would traditionally see, which would be 6%, right? Now, the 6% is not 6%, if we're just going to stay with that number. It's not 6% both to the listing agent and the buyer's agent. It is typically split down the middle. It would be 3 and 3, but a listing agent could say, look, let's take that 6%. It's going to be really tough to sell your house right now. I'll take 2.5, and let's give 3.5 to the buyer's agent to get them really excited about an awesome commission, hence maybe more likely to bring their clients through. So there is no predetermined amount, and it could even be not a percentage, it could be a fixed amount. You could just say, hey, it's going to be $5,000 to the buyer's agent. I would typically not recommend that. There is sort of a etiquette to real estate commissions that, hey, if you go too far against the grain or start insulting everyone, they're just not going to show your house, okay? Because there is no reason that someone has to show your house. They don't. They can say, I'm not willing to show that house because I'm not going to make enough money on it. That's their call, okay? Last question. Are real estate prices negotiable? So I'm going to assume that means, hey, this house is for sale for 400 grand. Is that negotiable? Yes, absolutely. I would almost assume that's not a question that needs to even exist. Yeah, of course that's negotiable. That's why it's called real estate negotiation. Is that really an FAQ question about selling your home? Yeah, prices are negotiable in either direction. Lower, higher. Yeah, of course. So anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. If you guys ever have any more questions regarding listing your house, selling it, tips, things like that, or just general questions, you can comment down below. You subscribe to the channel while you're here too. That would also be lovely. And then if you guys need real estate help, let us know. the 1911 Syndicate. You just go to 1911syndicate.com. That's my baby. We're going to try to throw some fuel behind that fire this year. But most of our clients are more so in the category of like, shooters and hunters and outdoorsmen, and a lot of military, law enforcement clients, stuff like that. A lot of dudes. It's very much a dude culture. And we do have female clients, but it's like definitely more of a dude-dominated environment, if I'm being honest with you. But we'll help your grandma. We'll help your Tinder hookup. We'll get them all, guys. We'll get them all squared away. So let us know if you need help. You can go to the website there, contact us, and we'll get you squared away. Hope you guys are doing good at home. Talk to you next time.